Thanks for tuning in to Unbreakable with Chris Chamasiros. I talk about politics, sports, and entertainment to keep you well-rounded what's going on around the world. If you don't like hearing the truth, definitely don't tune into this channel. So let's get started today. So the riots in Los Angeles. Of course, Democrats are telling you that it's peaceful. Burning cars, throwing rocks at police, throwing rocks from overpasses onto windshields on cars driving by, trying to light people on fire, trying to assault people. That's the definition of peaceful to Democrats, because Democrats are an absolute disgrace. And what is the reason for these riots? Of course, the rioters and of course, Democrats are blaming President Trump because they don't understand what the word illegal means. Illegal means you're in the country illegally, and that's against the law, and you have the right to be deported. So I have a question for everybody that's from South America and Mexico and all those other places. I have a question for you. If I went to your country illegally, immediately I would be approached by the police and I'd have to present documentation. And if I didn't, I would be arrested. I'd be sent right to prison. You get 10 years in Mexico for illegal entry. Is that racist? How come nobody calls what South American countries do with their border policies racist? It's only racist when Americans and America want to have a border and they want people to be here legally. Then it's racism. But it's never racism when it's the opposite way around. See, you don't get it. And you're just making a bunch of fools out of yourselves, acting like complete trash that has no control over their emotions or their actions, and you're just making a mockery of yourself. If you are here illegally in this country, you broke the law, and you have the right to be deported. That's it. That's your only right, is to be deported. Illegals in California, they cost, just in healthcare alone, they cost the taxpayers $25 billion a year. Yes, you heard that right. Just in healthcare alone, they cost the taxpayers $25 billion. So you're giving them free healthcare. 98% of all illegals get SNAP benefits, Section 8, welfare, housing. And this is the thanks you get. See, this is what the problem in America is. You reward people for breaking the law, and then you can't, and then Democrats will pretend, we don't know why they're coming here illegally. The whole future Democratic voting base. That's why Democrats reward them everything for breaking the law, because they want their vote. And that's what goes on. And instead, they'll blame President Trump for trying to clean up the mess. You know how many American citizens have been murdered by illegal aliens? In the thousands. There shouldn't be one American citizen ever killed by an illegal alien. You know why? Because it's simple. It's as simple as this. If you're illegal in the country, the cops should have the right to go up to you, ask you for proper identification. And if you can't produce your paperwork, you be sent to an ICE facility and deported immediately. And guess what? That's what goes on in all these other countries around the world. What if me, as an American citizen, if I went to Mexico and I said, I want you to give me Section 8, healthcare, housing, a free voucher for cars, business loans, they would laugh you out of the country. You would get laughed at, and then you'd be arrested or probably killed. But it's only racist in America when Americans and President Trump want to secure their border. You can't have a country if you don't have a border. And you keep hearing this narrative online about stolen land. It's not stolen land. You were conquered. Just like all around the world. At one particular time, one group was there, another group came in, they fought, and whoever won occupied the land and created a civilization. See, it's so funny that you hate America. You see all these protesters, they hate America, they're burning flags, they're doing this, and they're going to spit in people's faces. But then you want to live here. And you know why you want to live here? See, I'm not going to tell everybody what they want to hear. Most of these illegals come here for the freebies, for the free stuff. We all see it. I can go into any Wawa, 7-Eleven down the street from my house and walk in, and there'll be a young kid in there. The table will be filled with Doritos, soda, popcorn, chips, garbage candy, you name it. And what will they pull out of their back pocket to pay it with? A SNAP card, a Families First card. When you go to the hospital, if you don't have health insurance, if you're an American citizen, they'll bug you left and right for your doctor bills. Oh, you owe us 500, you owe us 1,000, you owe us 3,000. But if you're illegal, you can walk into the hospital as many times as you want, have as many kids as you want, go there, get your vitamins, get your checkups, and guess what? It's all on the taxpayer. And this is the thanks you get. There's always going to be a small percentage of people that are just racist. But the majority of people, 90%, 95% of Americans who are tired of illegals, this is why they're tired of illegals. Because they're tired of working hard and having to pay for everything while illegals get handed everything for free. So whether you were from Denmark, Mexico, Ireland, Germany, whoever is doing this the most, who's ever getting most of these free things, I would be saying the same exact thing as I'm saying now. I don't care what your color is. I care about your behavior. I care that you think you're entitled to free stuff because you broke the law. You're not entitled to anything except for being deported. And this behavior that I love this behavior. You know why I love this behavior? Because Democrats will defend this. Democrats will make and it's only going to backfire. That's all it's going to do. Democrats, I love when they go down this road. It's a peaceful even though you make me sick, even though I can't stand any of you, I love when you go down this road because it means Republican victory every single election. So let's let Maxine Waters here, a communist idiot moron, tell you how peaceful these protests are.
Even those who were out of step with what we are advocating, peaceful protest, did not create any violence. Nobody was shot. Nobody was killed. Get it in your head. And so when martial law is called, what are you going to say? I missed the point. Don't miss the point, you all. Don't think that somehow, because they called out the National Guard, there was violence. There was no violence. I was on the street. I know. And I went from downtown detention back out into the community, talking to people what happened in Paramount, what happened in Compton, what happened in Inglewood. So, first of all, get it straight. And don't just rely on what you're being told or the few incidents that you saw. And even those who were...
She is complete trash. If you're a Democrat, you're just a complete effing joke. And all these protesters, you're trash just like your parents. Because you think this is going to make anybody have empathy for you? Do you think this is going to make people say, oh, they deserve to be here? F all of you. You want to burn American flags? F you. You know what? If you're in the country illegally, I don't care where you're from. And don't tell me that President Trump is only deporting Hispanics. He's deporting everybody that's illegal. It's not my fault that you don't have the mental capacity to understand what the word illegal means. If you're here illegally, that means you broke the law. I can't go to your country illegally, can I? Nope. And could you imagine if I went to another country and said, hey, I don't got a place to stay. I have no health care. I got no food. Give me, give me, give me, give me, give me. You would laugh me out of the country. I'd starve to death on the sidewalk somewhere. But this is the thanks you get as an American taxpayer. Oh, look at this, protesters. I wouldn't stop. I'm not stopping for this. So they want to jump on my car, break windows. Just keep going. Right? Oh, look, more peaceful protests. Trash. Oh my God, they got ran over. What did you think was going to happen? I'm glad you got ran over because you're an effing idiot. Look at this ugly face. This is just the typical white liberal woman, just vile, disgusting, hateful, needs to be in a mental institution. Let's look at this face.
Come on my page and say that people should be in this country legally.
Oh,
Don't fucking
God.
do it. This is ridiculous. It's inhumane. You are a human being, and don't you dare use Jesus' name or God's name in this and say that this is what he would want and pretend to be a Christian because you're not.
Oh, yeah.
This is pure evil. You are scum of the earth. These are people. These are mothers. These are fathers. These are human beings, and all you care about is where they are geographically. Shame on you.
Don't you love being preached to by trash like this? I love when they bring up the Bible. Let me tell you something about the Bible since everybody wants to bring it up. The Bible is super specific about following the law. And when you come into the country illegally, you broke the law. So if you want to bring up the Bible, why don't you ever bring up that part? I love people like this that think they're going to preach to everybody. I don't need her, especially of all people, preaching to me what I need to do or how I should feel or what I should say. And since, does anybody care? How come nobody cares when Americans commit crimes and they're separated from their families? Any tears? Any rioting? Anybody singing sob stories? Anybody going online? We have the highest incarceration rate in the world. In the world. And if an American commits a crime, everybody's attitude will be, well, you should have knew better. You should have committed a crime. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time, right? We've all heard that before. But somehow Democrats and liberals have brainwashed their future voting base that coming into the United States of America illegally is not a crime. Go figure. Because Democrats nobody is going to vote for Democrats except for low-life trash like this. People that think it's all right to burn down cars, throw rocks over overpasses through people's windshield, assault police officers. That's Democrats' voting base. That's who they are. That's what they do. They do this in every major city. That's what Democrats stand for. Your Democrats are a complete vile disgrace. That's what your party is. Let me guess. He got shot in the face with a pellet gun because he was peacefully protesting. Is that gonna be the story? This freedom fighter here, he was acting so peacefully and he didn't do anything. And why would the cops do this to him? Poor him.
So in Seattle, how long ago did that happen? Sure, like how you can drink milk with beer, with water, and so did other people get injured? You see that? I've seen it. And these were the folks who were lined up?
Yeah, over there. The Capitol?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh well. And here's another thing. All you ever hear, all the excuses for all these lawbreakers who come to the country illegally, this is the big excuse. Well, they're coming from a country filled with gangs, and they're coming from a country filled with violence. And then you go into these neighborhoods, and guess what? All the gangs that they allegedly ran from are in the same neighborhoods doing the same things. It's all a lie. They come here for free stuff. You don't like hearing it? I don't care. And how do I know this? Because 98% of them get free stuff. 90%, 98% of illegals in the United States of America get a form of assistance. You could look it up. They cost the tax in just California alone. I'm not talking about all the other states. Just in California alone, the medical cost for illegals is $25 billion a year. And Democrats and liberals don't think that there's anything wrong with this. But meanwhile, you could work here your entire life and your insurance only goes up to a certain rate. And then you get very ill. The hospitals, they want to take your home as a form of payment as illegals get health care for free. See, that's my biggest problem with illegals. I don't care about your skin color. I don't care about your food. I don't care about the music you play. I don't care that you don't want to wave American flag. That's your business, even though I don't like it. But my biggest problem with you is this. My tax money shouldn't be paying for your life. And the majority of Americans feel this. You know why the majority of Americans want illegals out? Because they feel the same way I do. Why should I be working to death and all my tax money goes to people that shouldn't be here? Meanwhile, I'm struggling. That's America's attitude towards illegal immigration. So you could blame it on white privilege. You could blame it on white supremacy. You could blame it on President Trump. You're full of shit. Because it's all economic. Americans are tired of illegals getting everything while our wages get diminished and we get handed absolutely nothing. Oh, here's your 40-hour work week check. We don't give a shit if you could pay your bills, if you have health care. No, you're the stupid working man. It's on you. Deal with your own problems. If you don't like it, get 3 jobs instead of 2. Oh, this video makes my day. Boom. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Nice, beautiful hook to the face. So, of course, Gavin Newsom, he's turning into the victim in all this. Donald Trump is behaving like a tyrant, not a president. by turning the military against American citizens. First of all, they're not American citizens. The majority of them aren't. He is threatening the very core of our democracy. I'm asking the court to immediately block these unlawful actions. Oh no, see, Gavin Newsom, he would rather illegals, criminals, and everybody else take over California and put everybody's life in danger than President Trump sending in the military to apply law and order. President Trump's the bad one. He wants people to be safe and he wants law and order to be upheld, but only Gavin Newsom could make President Trump the bad guy. See, this is what Democrats are. Your entire party is a complete effing joke, and that's why you're going to get crushed in every single election. That's why they're fighting so hard for these illegals. You know why? They have no voting base. Nobody. Nobody with a decent mind or in their right mind is going to vote for Democrats when you see these things happen. Unless they're getting free stuff, of course. Gavin Newsom, he's such a scumbag. I can't say it any other way. I can't use any other word. He's just a scumbag. That's what Gavin Newsom is. He's a complete joke.
2,000 National Guard men and women that President Trump now is redeploying are being taken away. It's the 79th Infantry. I know these folks well. You know these folks well. These are the folks, these are the National Guard men and women that have been out there protecting you here in Southern California during the fires, after the fires. We are now taking many of them off assignments on forest management, protecting communities, vulnerable communities against summer and wildfire season. We're removing them from task forces that we've created to deal with fentanyl interdiction. I have 394 National Guard men and women down at the border. I imagine they may even be pulled for this theatrical display of toughness by a president of the United States who's unhinged and has now crossed a red line in this country.
He's such a scumbag. I love when he pretends like he cares about American citizens and the law. Gavin Newsom is a complete joke. He has single-handedly destroyed California with his policies. Oh, he's worried about the citizens as he allows millions of illegals into the state of California. A lot of them are terrorists. He has no clue who they are or where they are. We had Chinese nationalists the other day bringing in bioweapons to the country. You don't think they sneak across California's border? Of course they did. Gavin Newsom, he's just a globalist. They want to see America burnt to the ground, and they want madness and chaos because that's what Democrats stand for. Madness, chaos, and lawlessness is from the devil. It's not from God, and that's exactly what Gavin Newsom is. Like the nerve of Gavin Newsom to preach to Donald Trump that he needs to grow up. I can't, and he keeps being a tough guy too. Yeah, come arrest me, come arrest me. I hope President Trump and Tom Homan arrest this piece of garbage and his entire family, bring them all to Gitmo for waterboarding for the destruction that they've caused California and the United States of America. If Tom Homan doesn't want to arrest them, deputize me. I'll go over there. I'll arrest him and his entire family, and I could care less what anybody thinks. Let's watch Gavin Newsom one time. He's just breaking down, being the true piece of garbage scum that he truly is.
Sober and serious moment. Meanwhile, can I just add, and this is why I told the president, just get it over with. Arrest me. Move on. Guy. If you need some head to scalp, do it with me, but stop messing with these kids.
Oh, yeah.
Stop messing with 4-year-olds, kids in elementary school. We've got kids. We have hundreds of graduations down here. Kids are not going to their own graduations. Families, grandparents here legally, mixed status families in some cases, scared to death to go to a graduation. People are scared to walk down the streets. It's not just Home Depots, getting their car washed. We have incidences. I didn't believe it because what was I thinking? I actually believe when they said this is not true. But then I saw videos. They're doing checkpoints, checking people's IDs. We've never seen this kind of deployment in so many actions. It's mass panic out here in the nation's largest county, in the nation's largest state. Good, hardworking people, decent people. These are not the criminals. These are.
Oh, right. There's no criminals in California right now who are protesting and rioting. That's what Gavin Newsom wants you to believe. There's no criminals, as all the gangs in Compton just declared their area a no rioting zone, right? No criminals at all, right, Gavin? No, all that destruction, that's from good, hardworking citizens. That's who's burning everything down. Those are good, hardworking citizens. See, liberals' brains and Democrats' brains, there's really a serious malfunction that they can't accept breaking the law. If you are here in the country illegally, you broke the law. You shouldn't be rewarded. Again, when an American citizen commits a crime, and you separate him from his family, does anybody give a shit? Does anybody care about his kids? Nope. And they never will. Everybody will look at you and say, well, you should have known better. You should have committed a crime. I'm going to end it with this video. I love seeing this garbage protest. See, even the garbage protesters, they even attack animals. They even attack horses and dogs. And I'm glad this cop smacked him upside his head with his billy club. Keep up the great work. There you go. Hit him again. Good job. Oh, look. They're looting the Adidas store. Go figure. I mean, they're doing that for the safety and the freedom of their citizens. Let's loot it, the Adidas store. Let's loot the Apple store. But these are peaceful protests, according to Gavin Newsom. This is so this is Democrats' definition of peaceful: looting stores, burning down buildings, blowing up cars, letting gang members take control of the streets. That's Democrats' version of peace. Just trash. They're all trash.
Security guard.
What do you want the security guard to do? Lose his life over a pair of sneakers? Oh, let me guess. It's President Trump's fault. It's white supremacy's fault, right? That's what's going on here. Here, look, another tolerant white liberal woman saying that if Elon Musk purchases TikTok, she'll burn it to the mother effing ground. See, this is the problem with all these scum liberals. They think they can do whatever they want. Look, I'm not going to get into it, but you better keep doing this to the people that you know you can get away with it with, because this isn't a good idea to have this type of behavior with everybody for your own personal health. Let's let the piece of garbage talk.
Dear Elon Musk, if you purchase this app, we will burn it to the motherfucking ground. We will all delete our accounts immediately. Immediately. We do not want you owning this shit. This is ours. This is our app. So if I can stay out of it.
Oh yeah, Becky, everybody's just so scared of you. I mean, I know you had like 45 abortions that you're so proud of. She'll burn it to the ground. Right, okay. Here's the piece of garbage. Chrissy Teigen, her and her communist husband, and other celebrities are now throwing their support behind the riots erupting in Los Angeles, blasting President Trump as a tyrant. Teigen accused Trump of acting like a king, ignoring the courts, while openly promoting the June 14th No Kings protest. She urged her followers to get involved and stand up for what she calls a fight for democracy. She declared that Americans across the country will gather to protest Donald Trump's authority and expect. No, Chrissy, there's millions of Americans that support President Trump and not a communist piece of trash like you and your ugly husband.
A new bombshell has entered the villa.
Another piece of trash. Have you ever seen such trash in your life? They dance and like try to twerk about people losing their livelihoods because looters are destroying their businesses, burning down their homes, destroying California. And she's out here walking around half naked, twerking and dancing. Democrats are a complete disgrace. Hey, all these garbage human beings, do yourself a favor and keep that shit in your neighborhood, because not every neighborhood's going to go for it. Thanks for tuning in to Unbreakable with Chris Chamasiros.